Hello, everyone, and welcome to your wrap-up stream for the episode of Space Engineers Relaxing Survival from November 29th, 1929. We went about 4.5 hours, a little over that on the stream, and as you notice, we're missing a grid out here. Well, the answer for that is we have deployed a new mod that is aka the Grid Garage, and this has done wonders because this means I can take grids, and if I borrow our grid storage block, we can go in and you can see I've already stored one grid. I can go back here and I can place this grid back in the world. The grid is perfectly safe. It's stored as is, everything right where it was on the grid. Not that's got anything on it anyways. And I can also pick up grids and put them in as well. So the nice advantage about that is it means I can keep outside here a bit cleaner. So now that is only available in single player. You cannot use that in multiplayer, and you cannot, well, you can use it in multiplayer. It doesn't work 100% from what I heard. Definitely don't want to try to do a blueprint on that. You will crash the game. So that's why it's off on a separate grid with its own very low-end power supply. As we come inside, you'll also see I'm missing a Bob. Well, we were a bit busy downstairs. In fact, it was quite I did figure out a better way to get the Bobs to come up over the threshold here and into the elevator. The elevator of funness with the sensors. As we come down, you're going to see some changes in the base that I did really kind of right at the start of the stream. I was looking at it and saying, well, it's, do not open this time. I must have left it in the wrong position. All right. You can see proper stairs now along the outside, and I've opened up what used to be the floor here by the cryopod, which I still have to actually get moved. So you can now see down into this area. I have set up a new cargo wall with a cargo system that has now been set up courtesy of a new mod. We added the cargo filters mod that lets me actually go into my cargo container and say what I want to put into it or not put into it. Works just like the sorters. So now I can have things properly stored in my cargo network, and with that in mind, I don't need a big complicated inventory management script to tell me what I've got. I can look at what I've got on the wall. I do have to spend some time off camera sorting this out, but it will get there eventually. Bob's been busy churning away. We've got a lot of in fact, that's what this programming block is for. It's running the script for those. It's much more lightweight. Bob's running away pretty heavily today. We got a lot of work done on the ship itself. I've kind of backed away from working on the outside here, so it's going to be more of a skeletal work to hold up the spotlights, but you can see I've got more on here, and oh yes, she has definitely gained quite a bit more in being built and closer to completion. The forward neck is now complete. We've started work on the back neck here, kind of the shoulders, I guess you could call the ship, as they spread out to either side to form the nacelles and everything. And even then beyond that point, we've gotten much of actually the bridge and the reactor room figured out on the ship. Now you can see I'm right up against the limit of where I'm drilling here, and especially on these walls. It's going to be a little tricky to build the containing hangar around it so I can pressurize this area properly, but it is there. We did have a little bit of a failed experiment with with R710 here. He's still sporting the shoulders that I tried putting the motorbike wheels on, but it turns out small grids and motorbikes wheels don't play very well together. Proper control for that there. Um, what was that? Well, there's one for the highlight reel. So from there down here, I can take you into the ship itself. We've got a very basic cargo network set up. It's just at this point open to storing anything. From here, we can pop in, and here is our combination bridge / engineering area. So what we have done is gone with an entryway. This is the entryway from the forward part of the ship up here, which actually, before I really show you much of the bridge, has been properly set up. We've got some beds, a not so private shower, and a toilet. All of it which looks like it's been not properly cleaned out from someone's massive diarrhea attack. The hull color does not work very well with these, so I gotta play around with that. But you can come down here to the main bridge. We've also got, if we go to the lower level here, this little entryway from the hallway here, this goes up to the landing area. So this is primarily here as potentially a forward engine bay. I have some repulsor engine technology that I managed to drag out of the R&D files that were corrupted. We're going to give those a shot, and we've got in here a lovely little bridge set that is... I wanted it multi-level, and I wanted to make it asymmetrical, so that's why nothing really lines up here. This is purely just from testing... Let's just turn that off so it's not so bright and green. Testing the ability to do like a green screen on there, which I think will work out very nicely. But this would be the main pilot station, so we got plenty of readout that we can look at in front of us there, but also still see through it. And down below, this leads to actually the, before I go down below, this will lead to the port nacelle / cargo storage, because I'm separating the ship's official cargo from this cargo, which is purely for being tied into Bob, oxygen generation, the whole 9 yards. We've got this, which is more supposed to be the engineering level, so the engineer station would be down here. We assume this is something like the main computer core here. And we've got the Bob that we dragged from upstairs sitting right here. He's got a little twirling light on him. That is an advanced rotor the whole way through, so it should pass cargo just fine, and it seems to be so far. Then we got a little observation room back here overlooking the reactor bay out back. Now that is reachable from here. It's a little side door through here. And lo and behold, you're in the reactor room, which has even been sealed up so it can be pressurized, and it currently is. I'm happy with how this little room turned out, because it's still the same hull color that's going on through the whole ship, but you can't really tell because of the blue lights in here that are working out nicely. I wanted to go with these smaller reactors rather than the large one, because the large one for azimuth puts out that ugly green glow, and I don't like green. I want a nice blue. Green says something's leaking. We've got the back end of the ship here, which has not really been figured out, but we do have everything kind of roofed over, and a little bit of detail left here and there to still figure out, as well as the nacelles. All the digging I believe I need for this ship is done, so I have to work out a way to get the nacelles and cargo storage and gas storage in here to work on the space we've got, which is not a lot. And you can see I've already got to bring up the underside of the ship here to have it line up, but that's the exit from the other side of the bridge in that direction. So same side on both ends, so we'll be able to work on that, and that's kind of where we left off this whole design phase. So that was, like I said, a decently long stream to do. We've eased up our access to things here so I can get to supplies a lot easier. The fact that we've got a working Bob now in the ship means I've been using that to help me out quite a bit on the build. So that helped pick things up a little bit, because we're at a point where the base Bobs are no longer able to reach pretty much down to about this point. They start to run out of room. Oh, so I've got a little irregular window up here to match the irregular hull, so you can peer down from the outside in the depths of space, see what's going on. And, of course, a little Christmas tree at the front, because, you know, why not? Just to get done, but, yeah. It's going to be interesting seeing this thing take off, because back here we are pretty much right almost in the voxels. I'm a little worried that when I detach, it's going to be like, yeah, you can't go anywhere. So there will be some potential emergency billing going on here to make sure that we have everything freed up. That and the underside's not necessarily all that pretty to look at. It's, well, flat. Because I don't really have much room to do any further building down below the base here. So I've got a little more room where I've got the cargo network run. But this I kind of need to keep open. I'm planning on having a connector port here so it can connect out. Potentially some well, I'm trying to figure out where I could stick some more landing gear on the back end, but I may have to engineer that into the nacelles themselves, along with the hydrogen tanks, because they won't really fit coming off of this, and I had to use a conveyor junction there for the vent that's up actually in the room proper there. I'm a little worried about... Actually, no, that's okay. The fact that that's yellow is okay because the reactors above are not done. However, I am noticing... Keen is having problems with the lighting engine over here. I could see flickering a moment ago when I was looking around. So that's the other problem I've got to work out is, yeah, it's kind of nice that I was able to do the spotlights up here, but I may have to start sacrificing one or two. Maybe like the two front ones here for sure. Actually, yeah, probably can. Here's something I did not do during the stream that you can now watch. Because these lights are definitely covering it right now. I mean, those are perfectly aimed on the entrance. I still like this look. I know I'm not going to be able to do the whole small grid around just from time perspective alone, which is why I'm kind of simplifying to the skeletal look, but wow. If I could, this would look pretty darn awesome. Now, I'm kind of keeping a lot of things like it being a nice looking design, being photogenic, being machinima capable with the little green screen up front will be pretty slick to have as an option. So that's where we're at for the stream on November 29th. Just to kind of catch you guys up with everything that has happened. No deaths in the episode. No near misses. Everything's pretty much hunky-dory as far as the base goes. We have plenty of supplies to give you a perspective. Iron ingots. And there's a signal that has just appeared from space. We've got this. Yeah. Yeah, I think we've got plenty of iron. We almost have an entire small cargo container full of it. As soon as we hit the 1 million mark, we'll probably be close to it. So, the system's been working fine for Bob. He's been processing, or Bill has been processing stone nicely, getting it done, not stockpiling it, backlogging anywhere. Having this extra overflow of small cargo containers that I haven't sorted out yet is working out pretty nicely. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So, I'm going to go ahead and pop the cryopod and thank you guys for watching. And my apologies for anyone who was not able to keep up with everything with the move to Twitch. I do apologize for that. It's just, unfortunately, that's gotta be done. Especially tonight, because I was definitely in a groove towards the end of the stream, so it helped being able to continue that forward and kind of stay with it and not lose that groove and be able to keep going and kind of stick with it until I hit a natural wrapping up point. So, thank you guys again for putting up with this, and I will catch you guys next time.